Hello there, ladies, gents and friends. Today is something a little different, a small tutorial on some of the rigs and knots I mostly use whilst fishing. Let's get straight down to business and start with the T-knot rig from one of my previous videos. Double up the line and make a turn round your fingers like so. Thread the loop through the circle you just made, about 5 times. Moisten the line and pull tight. Take both ends of the line and twist them over each other, also about 5 times. Push the loop you previously made through the loop you have just created. Moisten and tighten. Congratulations, you have just successfully made a T-knot rig. It becomes hard sometimes to thread the loop through the hook's eye. Get a small length of very thin fishing line and thread it through the loop. Join both ends and thread through the hook's eye. Now pull the hook off the thin line onto the loop line and thread through the hook's eye. Easy peasy. Then pass the loop over the hook and pull tight. And there you have it, a T-knot rig. Well done. Here is an alternative to the T-knot I previously shown. It is better in rapid moving waters and currents, as the T-knot may wrap itself around your line. These are pre-made and are sold ready to apply to your line, consisting of a swivel to where you attach your line and hook, and 2 stoppers to keep it in place. Simply thread your line through the loop and pull. I like to separate the swivel from the last stopper and place on the line in 2 goes like so. This prevents damaging the stoppers, as it is a lot of resistance sliding on in one go and may break. And now, just add a small length of line and a hook. You can also make these up yourself if you cannot find any like these, as I will show now. After using a stopper, the wire they are on, used to thread them onto the line, becomes closed. Open up with a pointed object. Thread your line through the reopened loop. Then pull the stopper onto the line. Place one of your line swivels like so. Now, as done previously, place another stopper. This will lock the swivel in place on your line. You can adjust to wherever you please. And there we have it, a swivel treble which will not tangle and get wrapped round your line. Just add a small leader line and hook and you are ready to go. A recap on what you will need. Fishing line, hook, line-mounted treble, stoppers, swivel clip, and sinker. And this is how the rig should end up looking. You can always add another swivel and hook like so. This way you end up with a hook on or near the bottom and one suspended. This is called a high and low rig. Very effective and one I frequently use. And for those whom are struggling still a little on how to tie the hooks, here goes. First, the simple clinch knot. This is for hooks with a ring, eye or hole in them, and also for any swivel or clips. Thread the line through the hole, and once again. You have created a loop. Now hold tight with your fingers whilst you thread the line round itself, 5 to 7 times like so. Now thread the end through the loop you created. Moisten and pull tight. And finally, remove the excess line. And now for those hooks with no eyes or holes, spade hooks. For this we use a snell knot, like so. Double your line up on the hook like so. Take the shorter end and twist round itself on the hook shaft about 5 to 7 times. Hold between your fingers with slight pressure to keep everything in place. Then thread back through the loop you created. Once again, keep slight pressure on the line to keep everything in place. Moisten and tighten. Remove excess. Always leave a little. Never cut tight to the knot. And you are done. These rigs are simply variations of a simple treble swivel. There is just the last one I would like to show. You are most definitely acquainted with these little guys, the simple trebles, a no-brainer here. But there is yet another way to do this, and it is with beads, cross beads to be specific. They consist simply of a bead with both a horizontal and a vertical hole through them, to where you thread your lines, your main line and your leader line. Once the main line is through, fix with stoppers. Simply tie a knot greater than the diameter of the vertical hole of the bead so the line cannot pull through, and attach a hook. And there we have it. Make sure the stoppers are not too tight against the bead like so. Otherwise it cannot freely spin and then defeats the objective of an anti-tangle rig. Much better. In the case that you are using braid as your main line, let's see how we tie braid to mono or fluorocarbon. For this we use a Albright or Alberto knot. On your mono or fluor, make a loop like so. Thread your braid through the loop. Now twist round your mono or fluor about 10 times. Secure tightly, and now come back on yourself, also about 10 times. Now thread the braid back through the initial loop again and pull slowly to tighten. Moisten, then pull only the main line and leader line, or the ones you will be keeping and fishing with. Now trim the ends nice and neat, and you are done. And last one, guys, I promise. But in the eventuality you come across some cuttlefish or squid, I can show you a rig for that as well. Take a good length of line. Hold between your hands and start to twist the line between finger and thumb. This will make the line twist around itself, creating a standoff boom. Make sure the boom is a little longer than the squid lure you are going to use. Then make a loop and thread itself into it about 3 times. Then tighten and do as we did earlier on the T-knot to guarantee a secure boom. Twist both ends of the line over itself and thread the boom through. Moisten and tighten. Now do the whole process again further down the line, so you end up with 2. And finally, once you have 2 booms made, on both ends of the line make a loop to where you can clip your rig onto your main line or add a weight. The rig is symmetrical, so there is no bottom or top. It's all the same. Now to the bottom loop. Add a weighted lure, or a torneira, as we call them here in Portugal. Now add the squiddies or lures to both booms. As they are twisted booms, they will keep the lures away from your main line, hence the name, standoff boom. And to the other loop, add a swivel, rig made. And if you want to be double clever, do this. Add a small piece of transparent rubber tube to where you can attach a float light to for night jigging. Really simple to do and very effective. And it also doubles up as a rig holder in your tackle box. And this is what you should have created, a squid jig with standoff booms that should not tangle round the main line. I hope this video could have been of some help and wish you great fishing. Hope to see you all again soon.